All right. This morning, what we're going to start talking about is how to estimate cross sections. Everybody still remember what a cross section of a highway is? Okay, remember, if you're looking like a loaf of bread, when you're looking at the slice of the bread, the design of the bread, someone's taken a loaf of bread and they've cut it straight down. Okay, straight down to where you're looking at the end. So imagine this is the road going in that direction. You've cut this road in half, okay? It's like you're standing in the road, looking down the road, and they've cut it, and you're looking in the end of it. So what happens when you're dealing with a road, and this is kind of over-exaggerated just to get you the idea of what you're going to do. Now, in the real world, you'll go out, and let's say just for instance, we've got this road. It's 150 foot wide, okay? The bottom elevation of this is 307 foot. Then the very top of the crown is 311 foot. Okay, for whatever reason, we need to know how much dirt or fill is here. Maybe it needs to be taken out, or maybe that's what needs to go in. Okay, this might not be anything here, and maybe this is where you need to be, okay? And I'm just kind of making an example saying like, okay, it comes up, it starts out on this side, it starts at 307 feet, and it goes for 25 feet up to 308 feet. Then 75 feet up, the elevation is 310. At 150 feet up, the elevation is 311. Then coming down the other side, we come 100 feet this way, because it's 50 that way, right? And we hit 309, then over here is the end. The way we would have gotten that is we would have went surveying. If you guys ever go to work for the Department of Transportation, one of the things you're going to do is you're going to go out there and you're going to do cross sections. You're going to do that all day. And you go out along certain points along the road. You'll go out in the center, you'll take the elevation. You'll go out to the edge of the asphalt, you'll take an elevation. Outside of the curb, take an elevation. Okay, and that's kind of what we're saying we've done here. So you get these elevations, and then based on how far they are apart, in your computer, it'll make this cross section, and it'll automatically give you what that area is. Now remember the question I had where y'all had to calculate dirt, and I gave you a cross section here. Like, and I'm just, for instance, I'm saying that this is station number 75 plus 00. So remember, when you figure out what the area of this is, then you go down to your next station, you get that area, then you take the two areas on both sides, add them up, then what do? Not all at one time. You add them both up, we got to average them out. How do you average something out? Divided by 2, outstanding. Okay, add them up, divide it by 2, then you get the average end on both sides. Then you multiply times the length of the road, the distance between the station numbers, and that lets you know how many cubic feet of soil that you need or you got to cut out, correct? So, when you don't have a computer program to do this, you got to rely on regular geometry to figure this out. So, and I'm going to be giving you guys some worksheets later. You're going to have 3 of these. You have 3 stations. I think I have them 100 feet apart. And you guys are going to need to tell me how many cubic yards, which is, we take our feet, divide by what? 27. Divide by 27, and you're going to get the cubic yards. But what you're going to do is you're going to go between those 3 station numbers. You're going to tell me how many cubic yards of soil or fill that you're going to need between those 3 station numbers. So so what you do is you start out with your first station. Now I've got these numbers kind of over exaggerated. Yours are only going to be like between here and here is only going to be like 2 feet difference. So it's going to be like, so you've got to, basically the first thing you do is you've got to start breaking these up into either triangles or polygons, okay? Now remember, for a triangle, if you've got this triangle, because like right now we know, so we went from here to here, so we got this distance, then we got to get this distance, right? Then we can figure out that area, correct? For A. Now this A, B, C, D, or E, all that is so that later, when we get over to the next board, we'll bring our attention over there in just a second. I've got these broken down, A, B, C, D, and E, just so you can explain this a little better. So when you get a triangle, how do you figure out the area of a triangle? Okay, the base times the height. Go ahead and get that, then divide it by 2. Because if this went out like this and down, that would be that area, but it's only half of that, okay? Now, then you got your polygon. It's going to be just like the cross section. We got to get this distance, which is the base, and the height, we got to get an average height, okay? So on this one, this particular one, this happens to be 1, and this happens to be 3. So 1 plus 3 is 4, divided by 2 is going to equal 2. So it's going to be this distance times 2. And you just work your way through all the way around, okay? So you just got to pay attention to your elevations. And like I say, I have these on even feet just to make it easy, okay? But you're going to be dealing with like point, whatever, just do your multiplication clearly. And when I give you your sheets, I would suggest for you to break them up like that. All right, now let's move over to this other one. I'm just going to hold this up. Okay, and this is where I had this. Okay, okay, I went 25 feet because I went over here. And you just got to be smart. Sometimes, I've got this all marked out, but what I give you, you may have to do a little math, figuring it out and thinking, okay, if this is this far, take what's left. But I got this marked 25, and then I went 8 minus 7 with 1, which gave me my 1, then the 25 feet, okay? Then I went B, which is 50 feet, because see, 75 feet from the very corner. And make sure what you don't do is go from here to here, but you got to start all the way at the bottom again, okay? From the 7 all the way to the 10, which is 3 feet. So we got 1 foot, 3 feet. Average those out, so that's going to be 50 by 2. Now remember, this one's going to be 25 times 1 divided by 2, right? So that's going to be 12 and a half square feet right there. 2 by 50, easy, 100 feet. Okay, now this one is 3 on this side, and I deducted it because it's 150 from one side to the other, then 75 from the end of A to the right side of B. So 150 minus 75 is 75, right? So 75, then I got to go 4 plus 3. I got to average these out, okay? So what's that? 7 divided by 2, what? 3.5. So 75 times 3.5 is going to give you that. But why I'm talking here, so you guys figure that out for me. I can't do that in my head. Okay, this right here, 4. Now back over here, we're at 4. Then here we're from 307 to 309, okay, to get D. So 4, 2, that's 6, divided by 2 is what? What's 6 divided by 2, guys? It's 3, okay? Sometimes you look at that and you go, wait a minute, okay, it's 4 on this side, 2 halves is 2. Don't, do the math, make sure you get it right, okay? 4 plus 2 is 6. So 3 times 100, that was 300, that's easy. Then over here we have to do this again. This is only, oh, I got 5, means to be 50. Red marker. Okay, 2 times 50 is 100, divided by 2 is 50. So let's, somebody give me that one. Okay, this was 125, this was 12. That was 12.5. Okay, what was this one? 2 times 50, that one was 100. This one is 3 times 100, this one is 300. Up here is what? 262.5. Would get one crazy number up there. Okay, and this was 2 times 50, 100 divided by 2, which is 50, right? Okay, then we add them all up. This has nothing to do with it. pretty drawing I didn't want to erase. Okay, what do we got? Y'all call these numbers out for me as I go.
12.5.
25.
12.5.
Oh. 12.5. 100.
262.5.
Somebody be adding all these up while we do this. 300 and 50. What's that equal? What?
725.
725. Now that is feet squared, because we're talking about the area of that. So the area of this whole thing is 725 feet squared. Now what I like to do is I like to leave them at feet until, because now you do the same thing at your next station, okay? You can keep them in feet, or you can go ahead there. You can go ahead and convert that to yards if you want to. It doesn't really matter. Just you start doing your rounding up thing. Just it'll be an answer closer to mine if you wait. Okay, so then you do your next station. Do your same thing. Break them up, write them out, and you'll be doing this. What you're doing over here, I do it right on my sheet that I give you. Okay. Then you do your next one. You got that. They average those two up. Figure out between those, between page 1 and page 2, are station number 1 and station number 2. Then do your third sheet. Then you do your average between page 2 and page 3, or station number, whatever those are. Okay. What are your questions? Can y'all do?